welcome again, guys. To Choose to Change. It's a privilege here. The Thursday. I know it's during the week, work. Those of you that work, but it's still, it's a privilege just to be here, man. And I consider it a privilege because this is what's helping me. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Great, blessed. That's it. We're we're blessed by the best. So, welcome everyone. He said, "My name is Rudy, and I'm a proud member of the Choose to Change mentoring program. The Choose to Change mentoring program is a self-supporting Christian-based group sponsored by the Choose to Change Foundation. There's no fee to attend this class, but we do encourage donations from our members and to anyone else who believes in what we do. The only requirements of membership is a sincere desire to change your life. Who's got that desire? Because without it, you'll be back in the bluebird. So we're on a mission to restore families and inspiring, challenging, and equipping men to become better fathers, husbands, and leaders in our community. So if you're ready to change your life, then you're in the right place. Through this program, you'll learn exactly where to start your life change journey, tools and resources to keep you going, and a support system to help you reach your goals. The Choose to Change mentoring program believes in three key principles of life. Number one, we believe in the life changing power of God through faith in Jesus Christ. Number two, we believe that God has already done his part and that it's our responsibility to learn to do our part. Success, that's number three. Success or failure is a choice, and the choice is yours. So if you already say, I am ready, thank you guys again. Like I said earlier, it's a privilege just to be here, guys. This is what's keeping me, and the choices I make is just wonderful because life is about choices. If you make the right choice, well, guess what? Everything's going to come out right. And if you make the bad choice, well, everything's going to come out bad. Last week, I know Leon did the class, and I shared this with him, and I want to share it with the class too. And I saw it in a bumper sticker on a car. It says, it's easier to build strong children than repair broken men. And when I read that, no wonder the prison system is full. Because it's really hard to repair broken men. Because I think it's just the habits, you know. And that's a lot of got to do with the habits and the choices we make. It's really hard to make choices as we get older, and that's why I got to train my boy. So that way he don't have to go on that bluebird. So, guys, Orlando's here, and let's give him a hand as he takes the pulpit, guys, all right? Life is about choices. Don't forget that.
Life's about choices. Thank you, Rudy.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, I appreciate you guys being here today. I just got back from my trip. I get the privilege of sharing my story and helping other people all around. I went to Mérida, Mexico. I'm in Mérida, Mexico, Yucatan. That's right. That's what it was. So, guys, I hope you guys are doing well today. Today, I want to talk about results. Leon's touched on it last week, right? I'm going to give you a bit of a perspective on it. And so before I get started, I just want to make a couple of announcements. By any chance, do you have the Krispy Kreme fundraising on there? There it is. So we're raising money to take more of what I teach in here into the prison system before people get out. Doing seminars. I'm going to talk about a seminar here in a minute. Teaching everything I teach. I do it in like an hour. Well, actually, a 4-hour seminar. And that really helps a lot of people. So that's just part of why we're raising money, so that I can go into the prison system and help men like yourself before they get out of prison, and hook them up, give them a perspective, a starting point, right? And then connect them to a church wherever they may be from. Say they're from Dallas or Houston or Laredo but where you can go to continue your life change journey. And that's why I want to do more of that next year. So we're trying to raise money. In any case, we are raising money through Krispy Kremes. So those of you watching us online, if you buy or donate $13 for 12 dozen or a dozen, 12 donuts, I think they cost like 15 or 16 at the store dollars. So if you purchase one with us or through this QR code, or you go to donate choose2change.com. How do you like that? donatectc.com. Once you purchase a dozen, what's going to happen is that you're going to get an email saying that thank you for your purchase, but then we're going to send out your certificate or your link to go get those donuts. I believe I'm probably going to go out on the 24th, because this fundraiser is only for 1 week till the 23rd. It ends on the 23rd, and then on the 24th, Daniel's going to send out all the everybody that bought to your email, and then you can go pick up the donuts anywhere at any Krispy Kreme in the United States. So why do I say that? Because people can actually buy donuts, whether you're in Houston, in Dallas, wherever you are, and go pick them up over there, supporting the Choose to Change organization. So that's what we're doing this week. We're going to see how it works out. So if you like crispy donuts or Krispy Kreme donuts, make a donation of $13 and get some donuts. There you go. So each dozen is $13. There you go. 2 dozens, 26, so forth. But it'll take you to that that QR code. If you have any other questions, you can call Daniel. If you want to take a picture of that or watch this live stream again. So that's it. And then next week on the 23rd, next Saturday, on the 23rd, I'm having a car wash where we're going to raise money there as well. We're teamed up with Is God, another organization. I'm going to see how much we can raise there. So that's on Saturday, July 23rd at the O'Reilly's off of Broadway. No, Bicentennial and 23rd. No. Bicentennial and Nolana. Bicentennial and Nolana. Bicentennial and Nolana. If you have any questions for that, just let us know about that. All right. So we've been going through the last couple of months the process of change. And I've gone through the whole process. And the process of change is about having a mindset and understanding what needs to change in our lives in order for our lives to get better. I'm calling it the 7 major keys to change your life. The 7 major keys to change your life. Results is principle or key number 7. This is the last key, that idea. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. Results. Stay with me as I share a few things. I think it'll really help you out. There's a story in the Bible. In Matthew 25, old ancient story. It's a parable. It's called the parable of the 10 talents. Who's ever heard of that? The parable of the talents. Heard of it? In this parable, it's about a king or a business owner who went and gave 3 people certain talents. To some people, Carlos, he gave 5 talents. To another guy, he gave 3 talents or 2. And then another guy, he gave 1 talent. And then he went off on a journey, and he'd be back to see what they did with those talents. So the story goes on to say that The guy that was a 5 talents doubled his talents. The guy asked him, "What happened with your 5 talents?" He said, "Boss, I got 10. I doubled my talents." Man, good job, good and faithful servant. He went out to the guy, he went and asked the guy that had 2 talents, that he had given 2 talents, "What did you do with your 2 talents?" And the guy said, "I have now 4 talents. I doubled my talents, boss." Awesome, good and faithful servant. Then he went to one that had 1 talent. And I'm going to read that one. And it's verse 24, and he says, "Then he who had received 1 talent came and said, 'Lord,' or boss, 'I knew that you're a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not spread seeds. And I was afraid.'" He was afraid. "And I went and I hid my talent in the ground. Lord, and here it is. It's yours." This, but the Lord answered and said, "You wicked and lazy servant." "You wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I reap where I do not sow and gather where I do not spread seeds. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers. And in my coming back, I would have received my talent back with interest." This is what he said. "So now take that talent from him and give it to the one that has 10. By the way, that's how life works. For to everyone who has, more will be given. And he who has abundance, and he will have abundance. But for him who does not have, even that which he has will be taken away. And cast that unprofitable servant into the utter darkness." That's an interesting parable. But the point of the parable is that life is designed to give you what you deserve, not what you want, not what you need. It's designed to give you what you deserve. And life is just that way. We can scream and shout and do whatever we want, but you will only get what you deserve. In other words, you will reap what you sow. Life is about results. And results is what? It's the name of the game. Results is about self-evaluation. So that's what I want to talk about today. Self-evaluation. Because really, this is where it all begins. Before you even start the process of change, before you even want something better in your life, you start evaluating and thinking about it. Remember when you were in prison and you were thinking about your life? You start self-evaluating yourself? Well, that's what results is about. Results is about let me move on. Results is about looking at where you are today in life and asking yourself, is that okay? Let me repeat that. Results is about asking yourself, or let me read it. Results is about looking at where you are today in life and asking yourself, is that okay? In other words, the whole purpose of the process of change, of what everything I teach in here, is understanding the profit of change, is being able to look at where you are today, and if you are not happy with where you are today, then here's where you start your self-evaluation. You start thinking, okay, man, I start asking yourself some questions, right? Or regañándote, man, I messed up. I shouldn't have done that, right? We start being hard on ourselves, which is not a bad thing, but maybe let me give you some questions you should be asking yourself. Here's a few questions for self-evaluation. Where or what am I doing wrong? Remember, you're not happy with where you're at in life. Where have I messed up? Ask the question. What, what do I need to stop doing? What do I need to start doing? What do you need to stop? And what do you need to start? See, there's a few questions that you can ask yourself, right? For your health. Think about your health. Maybe you ought to start asking yourself, man, have I been walking enough? Have I been eating the wrong foods? Have I been to the doctor? You start asking yourself, what am I doing wrong in that area? In your spiritual life, wherever it may be. My point is you need to start self-evaluating. Does that make any sense to anybody? You wonder why you feel so depressed, or why your spiritual life, your mental life. Maybe what am I doing wrong? Maybe I don't have enough friends. Am I reading my Bible? Am I going to church? Should I go to church? You start thinking about these things. In your job, right? What am I doing wrong? What could I do better? Could I help my boss better? Can I do a better job? Am I really being honest? You all understand this self-evaluation? This is how you start understanding where you're at in life. If you're not where you want to be, then marriage or relationships. Or maybe you're not married. And you say, man, I need to get married. I need a girlfriend. Whatever it may be, start thinking about it. Self-evaluations. You're not happy with where you're at. We start thinking about this. All life asks of us, listen closely, guys, this is going to get good, is to make measurable results in reasonable time. Results are designed for you to evaluate, because that's why they're at the end of this process of change. That is what the parable of the talents is all about. He should have done something. He did nothing. And that's what happens with most people that fail in life. They did nothing, or they tried and quit. But you have to do something. Life is designed that way. This is what most employers would ask of their employees, right? Right? Or if you go to work, Carlos, and you do nothing, that wouldn't work, right? No, you're required to do something. It's the same thing in life. It's the same thing in life. The difference is, in life, you have to self-discipline. In business, the boss disciplines. You see, you're told what to do. In life, nobody tells you what to do. This is why what I do here is so powerful. When you start understanding that you can do so much more if you start doing it. So an employer just asks to do something. Teachers, what do they ask of the students? To make some progress, right? Parents, what do we ask? You have siblings, right? Don't you require something of them? I hope you do, Carlos. Clean your room, pick up your trash, clean something. Some progress. There needs to be some progress. Some people never learn. So here's a good one for you. I like the illustration that Jim Rohn gives. He says, how many years do you think we ought to let our kids stay in 4th grade? How many? 2 or 3? What's a good number? Just 1. Right? What is a good kid? What if he's a good kid? No. Just 1. If he fails 1st grade or 4th grade, what do? We put the pressure on, right? I have a little 1-year-old granddaughter, and she doesn't want to walk yet. Right? When Ben was young, you wanted him to walk, right? Or you're going to quit. Ya no puede, no, pobrecito. No, we push him. No, come on, you can do it. You see how this works? It's simple stuff. This is why I was able to understand this, Carlos, because it was simple. I said, wow, I never saw it that way. So what do we do with someone that's failing? We try to teach them, try to encourage them. Our kids, we find a tutor. We ask the brother or sister to help them. But we do something. You see how this works? So how often should we check for results? Talking about results. Does anybody have any questions? Do you have any questions? We're talking about results. Because results is the name of the game. How often do you think we ought to check our results? Well, sometimes some things you can check yearly. I'm not sure what, but we get yearly. In fact, this is a good example. My truck. Nowadays, you have to go get an inspection in order to get your license plate renewed. Did you know that? So every year, I got to do an inspection on my truck. What kind of results does my truck have? Does it need tires? Does it need a light? You see? Some things you check once a year. Some things you check monthly. Like how much money you make. I see that. Some of us check it every day. What do the bills look like? So how often do we check things, results? How much light are we spending? How much money are we spending on groceries, on going out? We should. I started looking at it really closely lately. Weekly. How about weekly? Let me give you an illustration. Let's say Chavarria becomes a salesman, right? And he's supposed to make 30 calls a week, right? Or maybe he becomes a truck broker, I guess. And he's supposed to make 30 calls a day, right? Let's say he was supposed to do that. Starts working for XL Logistics. And is required to make at least 30 calls a day. At least, minimum. So that's, I don't know how many calls, or at the end of the day, the boss goes and tells him, Chavarria, how many calls have you made? Remember, we got to measure results. Measurable results in a reasonable time. And Chavarria says, well, he starts with, well, what would the boss say? What do you mean, well? And he starts with a story. Right? Chavarria, I didn't ask you for a story. I just asked you for a number. How many calls did you make? Why is that important? Why is it important? Because results is the name of the game. Results, that number will say something about his character. It will say something about his attitude. It will say something about his habits, about his perspective. Can you see that? A simple number. When you self-evaluate. What if he said, man, I did 40 calls? Well, yeah, that's what the boss would say, man, that's awesome. That's incredible. Why? Because it's a win-win for everybody, for him, for the boss, for the company. You're evaluating your results because results is the name of the game. What if he would have said 2? Oh, man. It gives us something to think about. Maybe we don't have somebody we need here. Right? So, guys, we need to look at ourselves. And I talk a lot about the results because, where we want to go, where we want to be in 5 years. Listen, 5 years, 10 years for me is a big deal now. It's a huge deal. When you're my age, results. Anybody have any questions? I have something here. How are you doing with your New Year's resolution, Carlos? You haven't made one. You knew better, huh? Did you make a New Year's resolution? How are you doing with it? Or have you forgotten about it? Well, see, and this is why resolutions, New Year resolutions. I mean, what is the number? I haven't even looked up that statistic. If you can you look it up for me, Daniel? Most people fail in the first like week, or like by the end of the year, by the 80%, something like that, already forgot all about it by 30 days. I mean, it's a big number. Why? Because going to the top, changing your life, become a better person is not easy. If it were, everybody would be doing it. This is what makes this class so powerful. While I know what I'm teaching you. Am I where I want to be? I'm not even where I want to be yet. But I've come a long way doing exactly what I'm trying to help you do. Don't you think I've come a long way? You think so, Carlos? Based on what you know about me? I've come a long way. And I can tell you, Rudy has come a long way. He's been doing the same things I've been doing, learning, striving.
Studies show that 80% of people who make New Year's resolutions fail.
80%. I was right. 80%. 80%. So that's why resolutions are not good. What you need to do is make decisions. Decisions. And goals is part of it. So I want to open up some goals that we did at the beginning of the year. Let me see who's here. Leon, he's not here. Good thing he didn't come. I know just one person is here. Diana. Uh-oh. Diana. I'll give her that here in a minute. Eduardo Chavarria. I'm gonna give you these. Did you make one of these, Rudy? I don't remember. Let me see if we find Frank Salazar. Now I know why they didn't come. I didn't know this guy didn't make it. So I'm gonna share something with you guys here really quick in a minute. What we're learning here is powerful. It really, really is. Because you want to be able to think about this for a minute. I think all of us has done this. And we lay in bed, we daydream, we think about a better future, a better life. We have these dreams and these hopes. It's like a spark, right, inside of you. But yet it just stays there in the background. Why? Because of everything that I teach in here. We don't believe certain things. We don't understand certain things. We don't believe we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe it's achievable. That it's too late. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not educated. Whatever it may be. See, all those things, all those excuses, all those what do they call them? They call them negative mindset, a negative mindset. You have a failure, a mindset of failure. And it has to change. This is what this program is all about, helping you with that. Because once you learn to do that, once you learn to do the things that I'm teaching you here, you start getting better results. But this is what it takes, guys. It takes self-evaluation. Orlando, hijo de su. Ahorita vamos a ver. Es que I want to see if I had Rudy here or no. Man, que no tengo Rudy. Quiero buscar a Rudy. No lo tengo aquí. Man. No. Te escapaste, Rudy. But nope. So Chavaria, can you come pick this up, please? So you can give it to Daniel. I don't think Daniel gave me his back. I don't remember. There you go, Chavaria. That's yours. This one's yours. This is Diana's. Let's see. Maybe I have another one in here. Oh, look, there's another one. There he is, Daniel Hawaii. Here you go. So in January, I did and if you want, I have a goal sheet. If you guys want one, I have one. So you can make one for yourself. All I did was 4 different areas of life: health goals, financial goals, spiritual goals, other personal goals. And all I asked some you guys to do was put 2 goals in each one of those categories, or even one. So let me see where I'm at. See if I reach my goal. See where I'm at. It's a half year. We're halfway through the year, right? This is how you self-evaluate yourself, and you start thinking and changing and making some changes, right? My health goal: to go to the gym 3 times a week, to walk 3 times a week. That's it. Go to the gym 3 times a week and walk 3 times a week. I've been off for the last month, but I've been doing it for most of the year. But see, I look at this and I say, man, I got to get back on track. You see how this works? My financial goal: all I put was pay off some things. Well, I'm still paying off. I'm working on it. Spiritual goals: come to prayer 4 times a weekly, at least 4 times a week. I've been able to do that 4 times a week. And then my personal, another goal was 12 books in a year and 12-minute books. In other words, 24 books in a year. Who knows what a 12-minute book is? A 12-minute book is an app that I have that gives you a summary of any book in 12 minutes. And let's look at what I've done so far. Let me see. Books. Book challenge. Book. You don't know? 24 book challenge. So far what I have is, and then full books, audio books, I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. In audiobooks, full books, 5. And I'm doing one right now. So I'm pretty much there. The 12-minute books, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm behind on that one. Actually, I did another one, 5. But you see how you look at that? I'm not where I want to be, but I'm doing something. And this has helped me move forward. So what about you? Where are you today? And trust me when I tell you, I'm still not where I want to be. I'm not. Are you where you want to be? So the question is, what do we do about it? And this is what this program is all about. Helping you achieve the things that you want to achieve. Help you achieve goals that you set for yourself. And the key to it is a lot of the key to it is consistency, persistence, right? Discipline, all those things that you learn. You can watch a motivational video on YouTube and you'll learn these things. The actions is the problem, right? And if there's no action, there's no good results. Because you're going to get results. You just might not get good results. So, any questions? No? We can call it a short meeting. So now I'm going to go back to the drawing board. Would you like a goal sheet? Goal sheet? Try it out. Chavaria, can you help me out here? Nobody has any questions? Give each one of them one. And if you want, you can fill it out tonight, give it to me, and I'll save it. This is how we. So I'm going to ask a question here. You know what? Let's pass around the donation bucket, brother. Remind everybody. I'm thinking of doing something different. See what you guys think here. Especially, here you go, Chavaria. Let me give you my donation for today. Those of you watching, if you'd like to contribute or give to the Choose to Change Foundation, remember we have this Krispy Kreme fundraiser. If you donate $13, you get some donuts. There you go. Not bad at all. So I'm sure we're going to have the link on the website. If you go to our website, and we'll have it probably as you're watching. There it is, right there. Actually, just take a picture of it. But I was thinking about this, and I'll ask you, Carlos, and brother, I forgot your name. George. Let me ask you two guys something. If I were to do let's say a 3-hour seminar, say on a Saturday morning, from 9 in the morning to 12, to be able to teach you all these things that I teach daily, weekly here, but in one setting. Maybe have some coffee and donuts, tacos, something. Coffee. Would you come? Well, the reason I'm going to do this is because my heart is really for you guys, for men, to kind of like shake you up and give you some perspective, because that's what we need as men. We need to be shooken up and get some perspective on life. And when you hear all this in one setting, it really does something to you. It really helps you. Next week, I'm going to the parole office. And I'm going to offer this to these guys. There's about 30, 40, 50 guys. Remember when you were there? And I'm going to offer this. I'm going to tell them, listen, I'm going to do this just for you guys on a Saturday. I'll give them a date. If you're on a monitor, I'm going to ask the parole officer on a monitor for that 4 hours. So I can bring people here one Saturday morning and just go through the whole process in one setting. Do you think that's a good idea? What about you guys? Do you think that's a good idea? Diana, Chavaria? And you can invite someone. Because I think that I need to start doing these seminars locally to help more people locally here in the RGV. So, if you think that's a good idea, say amen. Awesome. All right, guys. If you're watching me online and you think that's a good idea, I would even be willing to put it live stream. If you're willing, if you watch this, I know that a lot of people watch this afterwards. So reach out to us. Let us know if that would work for you. If I would do a 3-hour seminar on everything that I teach in these rooms, where you can just have it. It'll be in video, and you can learn something. In fact, you know what? No, I don't think I'd live stream it. That way you have to come. But in any case, let me know what you all think, those of you watching. If nobody has any other questions, that's all I have tonight, guys. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next week. We're going to start a brand new series. Thank you.